Have you ever felt completely stuck with your English learning? Like you've hit a wall, and no matter how many grammar books you read or words you memorize, you just can't seem to make real progress. I know that feeling all too well. For years, I was trapped in what I call the intermediate plateau. I could understand most things, but when it came to speaking, my words would get jumbled, my accent felt thick, and I just couldn't sound natural. It was frustrating and honestly, a little embarrassing. I felt like I was putting in all this effort for nothing. But then, I stumbled upon a technique that didn't just break down the wall. It completely changed my relationship with the English language. It's called shadowing. And today, I'm going to share the story of how this simple method, combined with a missed train and an unexpected encounter, taught me one of the most valuable lessons of my life. So, what exactly is shadowing? It sounds a bit mysterious, right? But it's actually incredibly simple. Shadowing is the practice of listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say in real time, as closely as you can. You are not just repeating the words, you are mimicking their pronunciation, their rhythm, their intonation, everything. You become their shadow. I was skeptical at first. It sounded too easy to be effective, but I was desperate, so I decided to give it a real shot. I chose a short podcast I enjoyed, something with clear, natural speech. I put on my headphones, pressed play, and started shadowing. The first few attempts were a complete disaster. I was stumbling over words, my mouth couldn't keep up, and I sounded like I was trying to speak with a mouthful of marbles. It was discouraging. My brain was working overtime just to process the sound and form the words simultaneously. But I remembered what I'd read. Consistency is key. So, I didn't give up. I practiced for just 15 minutes every single day. I do it while walking to the bus stop, while doing the dishes, anytime I had a spare moment. Slowly, something magical started to happen. The words started to flow more easily. My tongue and mouth muscles got used to the new sounds and movements. I started to notice the little nuances of English speech, the way words link together, the rise and fall of sentences. It was like I was rewiring my brain to think and sound more like a native speaker. After about a month of consistent practice, I started to feel a real difference. My confidence in speaking began to grow. I was no longer translating from my native language in my head. The words just came out, more naturally and more fluently. My listening comprehension also improved dramatically, because I was training my ear to catch every single detail of the spoken language. But the real test, the moment I knew this was truly working, came on a day I will never forget. It was a grey, drizzly Tuesday morning. I was running late for a very important job interview in a neighboring city. My heart was pounding as I sprinted through the crowded train station. I could see my train, the 9:15, just sitting at the platform. The doors were still open. I pushed myself, weaving through people, my pack bouncing against my back. Wait, hold the doors. I wanted to shout, but the words got caught in my throat. I was just a few feet away when that horrible, final sound echoed through the station. The beep, beep, beep of the doors closing. And just like that, the train slowly pulled away, taking my hopes of getting to that interview on time with it. I stood there on the platform, completely deflated. Rain started to fall a little harder, matching my mood perfectly. I felt a wave of frustration wash over me. I had prepared for this interview for weeks. I had my suit on. My resume was pristine. And I had even practiced my answers using the shadowing technique that morning. It all felt like a waste. I sank onto a nearby bench, burying my face in my hands. All I could think was, what am I going to do now? The next train wasn't for another hour. My interview was lost. As I sat there, wallowing in my own self-pity, I heard a soft, trembling voice next to me. "Excuse me, young man. Could you possibly help me?" I looked up and saw a kind-faced elderly man. He was holding a crumpled train schedule, and his hands were shaking slightly. He looked just as lost and flustered as I felt. He pointed a trembling finger at the schedule and said, "I am terribly sorry to bother you, but I can't seem to make sense of this. My eyesight isn't what it used to be. I need to get to Elm Street Station to see my granddaughter. She's just had a baby, but I think I might have missed my train." My first instinct was to just mumble a quick apology and go back to feeling sorry for myself. But something in his worried eyes stopped me. He reminded me a little of my own grandfather. I took a deep breath, pushed my own disappointment aside, and said, "Of course, let me take a look for you." The words came out smoothly, clearly. I didn't even think about them. I took the schedule from him and quickly scanned the departures. I saw the problem right away. His train was on a different platform and was scheduled to leave in just 10 minutes. "Don't worry, I told him, with a reassuring smile I didn't know I had in me. You haven't missed it.
Your train is on platform 7, and it leaves in 10 minutes. We have plenty of time if we walk now.
A look of immense relief washed over his face.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, he said, his voice filled with gratitude. I was so worried.
I am not used to these big, busy stations. As we started walking towards platform 7, he began to tell me all about his new great-granddaughter, his eyes sparkling with joy. He asked me about myself, and I found myself telling him about my missed interview.
Instead of feeling embarrassed, I just felt human. We were just two people, helping each other out in a busy station.
We chatted the entire way to his platform. I wasn't consciously thinking about my grammar or my pronunciation. The conversation just flowed. It felt as natural as breathing.
We were talking about family, about new beginnings, about the small frustrations of life. When we reached platform 7, his train was just pulling in.
He turned to me, his eyes full of warmth, and placed a hand on my arm. You know, he said, sometimes missing one train means you're right on time to catch another.
You have a good heart, and you speak wonderfully. That company missed out today, but another one will be very lucky to have you. Don't you ever forget that. His words hit me harder than missing that train ever could. He wasn't just being polite. In that moment, I realized the true value of what I had been practicing.
All those hours of shadowing, of repeating phrases until my mouth was sore. They weren't just about sounding better. They were about connecting with people.
My English had become a tool, a bridge that allowed me to help a worried grandfather and share a moment of genuine human connection.
I had been so focused on the destination, the perfect job, the perfect accent, that I had almost missed the beauty of the journey itself.
I helped him onto the train, and as it pulled away, he waved to me from the window with a huge smile.
I stood on the platform. The rain had stopped, and a sliver of sun was breaking through the clouds. I didn't get the job that day. I called and rescheduled, but the opportunity was gone. And you know what? It was okay.
Because I had gained something so much more valuable. I gained a confidence that my English was good enough.
Not perfect, but good enough to make a difference, to help someone, to connect.
That simple conversation with an old man in a train station did more for my confidence than any job interview ever could.
That day taught me that language learning isn't just a technical skill. It's about opening yourself up to new experiences and new people. The shadowing technique gave me the tool, but that missed train gave me the lesson. It's not about achieving perfection. It's about embracing the process, being consistent, and having the courage to use what you've learned, even when you're not perfect.
So if you're feeling stuck on your own language journey, I urge you to try shadowing. But more importantly, I urge you to look for opportunities to use your language, no matter what level you're at.
Help a tourist with directions. Compliment a stranger. Have a small conversation. You lines be amazed at how these small moments can build your confidence and remind you why you started learning in the first place.
You might just find that sometimes missing your train is the best thing that can happen to you.
Thank you so much for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, please give this video a like and subscribe for more tips and stories on language learning. I'll see you in the next one.